Welcome back to Panenka Predictions, where I'll be sharing with you my favorite, my safest, and my juiciest predictions for the upcoming round of EPL and Spanish football. Last week, we saw Liverpool extend their lead at the top of the table, we saw winning streaks brought to surprising ends, and there were previously rubbish teams reminding us just how good they actually are, and previously good teams reminding us just how rubbish they've become. We saw the son of Patrick scoring another hat-trick, and musical chairs being played between the top three in Spain. And this weekend, we're hoping for more of the same. Be sure to stick around to the very end where I'll share with you my top 3 safest predictions for the upcoming round of games, and also my spectacular mega multi-prediction for this weekend as well. Don't forget to share your predictions and thoughts on any games down in the comments. And now, let's talk football. Our first game this weekend sees 2 teams in great form as we have Bournemouth hosting Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth haven't lost a game now in their last 11 matches, and Nottingham Forest in their last 9. Will one team break the undefeated run of the other? Bournemouth ended Newcastle's good streak last time out as they comfortably won 4-1 away at Newcastle. In a game where we all expected Isaac to continue his fine form in front of goals, it was instead the son of Patrick coming up with his second hat-trick of the season. Bournemouth now sit in 7th place on the table and are just 1 point from the European places for next season. Nottingham Forest looked strong in their last game against Southampton and seemed to have the job wrapped up by halftime as they took an early 3-0 lead. Nottingham are actually in the best form of any team in the EPL right now, and they'll be confident of being able to take something away from this game as well. To me, this game looks really even and a very hard one to call. Either team could potentially win it, but I don't think either of them will. 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two sides have ended up in a score draw, and I see this game finishing up the same way. So my prediction for Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest is simply going to be for both teams to score. Our next game is Brighton at home against Everton. Both teams are coming off very convincing performances in their last games, Everton beating Tottenham 3-2 at home, whilst Brighton inflicted more damage on an already crumbling Manchester United at Old Trafford by winning by 3-1. Unsurprisingly, both teams played some very good football in their last matches, and if that form continues into this game, then we could be in for a real belter. Brighton so far this season have been the far more consistent of the 2 teams, and I would have to favour them again this weekend. They convincingly beat Everton 3-0 earlier on in the season, and a similar result this weekend would not surprise me in the slightest. I will, however, give Everton the respect they due after their last performance, and I can see them possibly scoring again in this game. I just can't see them taking any points. I fully expect Brighton to come away with a comfortable win here, but just to keep it on the safe side, my prediction is for Brighton to score at least 2 goals or more in this game. Our next game sees title favourites Liverpool hosting maybe relegation favourites Ipswich Town. Liverpool got back to winning ways last weekend away at Brentford with Darwin Núñez, of all players, securing all 3 points with 2 vital goals in the dying moments of that game. They will surely look to build on that momentum this weekend as they're up against an Ipswich side that conceded 6 unanswered goals at home to Man City last weekend. Ipswich, they got off to an awful start in that game and they found themselves 3-0 down by half-time. And whatever the coach said to them at half-time, well, it didn't really work, did it? Nope. As they conceded another 3 goals, and they were certainly at least the happier of the 2 teams to hear that final whistle blow. And unfortunately for them, it could be more of the same this weekend. And I feel if there's a banker of a game this weekend, then this is it. It doesn't really take a mastermind or a genius to see that Liverpool are going to win this game. But for my prediction, I'm going to take it one step further and I'm going to predict a Liverpool home win and over 2.5 goals. I'd love to know your thoughts on this game or any other games from the next round of fixtures, so please leave your thoughts and predictions down in the comments. Bottom-dwelling Southampton are hosting a wounded Newcastle United who will be looking for a quick return back to winning ways after their 9-game winning streak was brought to an end at home last weekend against Bournemouth. Newcastle are now in 6th place, just 2 points behind 4th place Chelsea, and they should get the 3 points this weekend barring any unforeseeable surprises. I know Southampton are starting to play some better football, but their defence is just not up to Premier League standards. And I think Newcastle, with the likes of Anthony Gordon and Isaac in form, will fully exploit Southampton's defensive issues in this game and come away with the 3 points. For my prediction though, I'm going to opt for Newcastle to score 2 or more goals in this game, for the simple reason that they can, and they might just have to as well in order to secure the win. So, Newcastle to score 2 or more goals is my prediction in this game. Next up, we have two teams desperate for the 3 points in this game, but for completely opposite reasons, as we have Wolverhampton hosting Arsenal. Wolves are currently sitting just 1 point above the relegation places, and without a win in their last 4, they need to turn things around quickly. But it won't be easy this weekend, as they're playing an Arsenal side who are unlucky not to get the 3 points at home against Villa, and now find themselves 6 points behind Liverpool and on the same points as third place Nottingham Forest. Arsenal also have a Champions League game to consider in midweek before playing Wolverhampton, and this will probably favour the home side. Arsenal traditionally have been able to beat Wolverhampton over the last few seasons, and normally it's done by a 2-goal margin. However, this time I don't see it being so straightforward. Wolves are going to be more rested, they're going to have more hunger in this game, as they really need the 3 points to move themselves away from the relegation places. So I think, although I'm tempted to take Arsenal for the win, instead for this one, I'm going for both teams to score. Wolves have got a lot of good attacking options going forward, and Arsenal's defence, as Aston Villa showed us last week, is not at its best form right now. So I'm predicting both teams to score between Wolves and Arsenal in a game that could potentially have serious consequences for either side. Next up, we're off to the Etihad Stadium, where a recently revived Manchester City are taking on Chelsea in a game that could see Chelsea give up their place in the top 4 to Manchester City and possibly move down to 6 in the table if they lose this game. Man City, well, they were back to their brilliant selves last week as they smashed Ipswich Town 6-0 at Portman Road. Erling Haaland did manage to get back on the score sheet in that game, but even he has been playing a supporting role to the resurgent Phil Foden in the last few games. Foden opened the scoring for City and then went on to score his 4th goal in 2 games, and he also provided an assist later in that game to help orchestrate City's very impressive away win. Chelsea themselves had a decent win over relegation-threatened Wolverhampton in their last game, but will need to play a much better game if they hope to get a result against a Man City side who have already beaten them 2-0 at home earlier this season. And Chelsea's away form isn't really the best at the moment either, as they haven't won in their last 3 attempts on the road. And unfortunately for the travelling Blues, I see that run continuing this weekend. I mean, as good as Chelsea can be, and even with all the talent that they have in their squad, I think this game has come at a really bad time for them because City are back, they're playing with confidence, and City will expect nothing except for the 3 points in this game, and I think they'll get it. But it won't be as easy as playing Ipswich Town. I can see Man City winning this one, but more than that, I can actually see quite a few goals in this game. Neither team's defense is really at their best, and with all the attacking options that both teams have, I think we're in for a very exciting and open game. So my prediction for Man City versus Chelsea is going to be for over 2.5 goals. Let me know, Man City and Chelsea supporters, which of the two blue sides playing will be left singing the blues after this game. My money is on soon to be 6th placed Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And now we're off to London to see an always entertaining Tottenham Hotspur hosting a slowly sinking Leicester City. Both teams are in desperate need of a change in form. Leicester are now on a run of 7 losses in a row in the Premier League, and Tottenham are looking for their first home win in the Premier League since early November last year. They've played 6 times at home since then, have not managed a single win in those 6 games. And I think if it wasn't for all the injuries that they had to contend with so far this season, then Ange Postecoglou would probably been shown the door by now. And if they don't get the win at home this weekend against a struggling Leicester side, then it may be a little too late for the big Aussie, and he may actually be given his marching orders. They certainly took their time to get into the game last time out against Everton, and by the time they were already 3-0 down, and that game was all but over. They'll be hoping for a much better performance in this game and should come out all guns blazing from the kickoff against Leicester in a game that I'm actually going to take the risk of predicting for a Tottenham home win. Only because it's against Leicester, who are second from bottom, and they also have the second worst away record in the Premier League to back up their standing. It is Tottenham, so there's probably going to be loads of goals in this one, and usually I do prefer predicting goals in all of Tottenham's games. But just for this one, I'm going to put my neck on the line, just as Ange Postecoglou is, and I'm going for Tottenham to get the home win. And the final game from the EPL that I'm making a prediction on this round sees a confident Fulham side hosting an anything but confident Manchester United. Fulham come into this game off a 2-0 win against Leicester City and are currently sitting 10th in the table, 7 points clear of Manchester United, who are languishing down in 13th place and who are coming off a 3-1 loss at home to Brighton. For all their attacking flair and confident play, Fulham are actually struggling to get wins at home this season. Their last 4 home games have all actually ended in draws. So even though they're playing against a really poor Man United at home in this game, I'm not confident enough to predict them getting a win. Nor am I confident in backing Man U to win this game either, obviously. They started off very poorly, conceding an early goal after only 4 minutes against Brighton, and their brief response via Bruno Fernandes' penalty was very short-lived. Brighton went on to dominate play and came away with a comfortable 3-1 win, and that left Man U with more questions than answers. They'll be hoping to turn things around this week as they travel to a stadium where they've actually managed to win on their last 7 visits. Will they make it 8 this weekend? They might do, but I doubt it. There's just no leadership quality in this Man U team right now, and no one seems to be stepping up and taking the responsibility to drive this team forward. I mean, Man U used to be synonymous with tough characters and great leaders on the pitch. God only knows what the likes of Roy Keane and Jaap Stam must be thinking when they watch this Man U team play. Either way, I feel that the safest prediction to make for this game is that both teams are going to score. Neither team has shown me signs of really being capable of winning this game, so it'll probably end up in a draw, but it will be a scored one. So I'm going to predict both teams to score for Fulham versus Man U. And all you Man U supporters, let me know your thoughts on both this game and the current predicament of your beloved club down in the comments. Off to La Liga now, and first up we have the former league leaders Atletico Madrid hosting a very confident Villarreal. Now last weekend I predicted Atletico Madrid to get an easy win away against struggling Leganés, but they bottled it big time, and Griezmann even missed a penalty in the end that would have secured them a vital point. But as a result, they're back down to 2nd place, and this week they're entertaining a Villarreal side who scored 4 goals in the space of 8 minutes at home against Mallorca last round. Villarreal are currently in 5th place, 11 points behind Atletico coming into this game, and they'll be hoping to close the gap between themselves and Athletic Bilbao, who currently occupy the 4th place Champions League spot. It will not be an easy game for either side, and although Atletico will be slight favourites as they're playing at home, I'm not confident to pick them getting the win after last week's performance. Instead, for this game, I'm going for both teams to score. Villarreal have actually only lost once in their last 4 away games against Atletico, and after their confidence-inspiring performance last week, they will definitely be up for this game. So my prediction is for both teams to score between Atletico Madrid and Villarreal. Next up, it's league leaders Real Madrid, travelling away to play against last place Real Valladolid. Now, I have to say that I'm very impressed with the way Madrid responded to going a goal down early in their last game against Las Palmas. They responded like any champion superior side should respond when going a goal down against an inferior opponent. And Madrid know all about that situation because that's exactly what Barcelona did to them less than a week ago in the Spanish Super Cup final. And against the team coming last in La Liga this weekend, I'm pretty certain that come full time, Madrid will have another 3 points in the bag. I can't see them dropping any points right now at this critical time of the season. And even though Valladolid have won their last 2 games at home against Betis and Valencia, it's a completely different kettle of fish hosting this Real Madrid side. I see Madrid winning this game and scoring a few goals in the process. So my prediction for Real Valladolid versus Real Madrid is for an away win and over 2 goals in this game. And finally, yes, I'm saving the best till last. We have Barcelona at home against a much improved Valencia. Now, at first glance, looking at the table with Barca up in 3rd and they're on 39 points, and with Valencia coming 2nd last with only 16 points, you might be tempted to think that Barca are going to run away with this game. They will not. This is not going to be an easy game for Barca, and it may even prove to be a crucial banana skin slip-up in their quest for the title. Valencia coming into this game have only lost 1 of their last 5 games, and that was a 2-1 loss against Real Madrid. No surprise there. They beat Real Sociedad at home last weekend and seem to have finally found some sort of consistency in their style of play. Plus, they know that Barcelona are beatable at home this season, so they will come into this game confident of being able to get at least a point away from this game. It all really depends on how Barca play on the day. This team, this Barcelona team, is capable of wiping the floor with any team in the world on their day. And they're also capable of losing to complete and utter dog sides as well. But if Los Niños del Barça, and by that I'm referring to Lamine Yamal, Gavi, Pedri and co, play to their potential and are capable of setting up the inform Rafinha or Lewandowski in front of goal, then this game is Barcelona's for the taking. I do think Barcelona will get over the line and get the home win here. I'm just not sure how easy or how difficult it's going to be. So I'm just going to play it safe and predict a home win for Barcelona against Valencia. Let me know your predictions for all these 3 La Liga games or any other games down in the comments. And now for my top 3 safest predictions this week. I'm starting off with number 3, Bournemouth at home against Nottingham Forest, where I'm predicting both teams to score in this game. This is my 3rd safest prediction for the upcoming round. My 2nd favorite pick for this week is for Newcastle to score 2 or more goals away against Southampton. And my safest prediction for the upcoming round of games is for over 2.5 goals between Man City and Chelsea. Let me know your top 3 predictions in the comments. And now for my amazing, juicy mega multi for this week. I'm going for Newcastle to win away against Southampton and to score 2 goals or more in the process, and for Isaac to get on the score sheet as well in that game. I've also got Man City getting the home win against Chelsea. However, I've got both teams scoring in that game as well. And I'm going to couple those two with another 2 games where I'm going to have both teams scoring in those games and those games ending up in a draw, and those games will be Fulham vs Man U and Atletico Madrid vs Villarreal from La Liga. They are the 4 legs of my mega multi this week. You got to be in it to win it, guys. Please do me the favor, if you've enjoyed this video at all, of subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming predictions, and also to help me grow this footballing community. It will mean a lot to me. And please share this channel with all your footballing mates. That's all for this week, my friends. I hope you all have an amazing week. Enjoy the fantastic football, get your predictions in, and I will see you all again very soon.